evening, Andhra. Today we are here again to record another episode on our brother Ponna. This is the fourth episode. So far, we made three episodes. In the first episode on Ponna, we talked about his studying in Polytechnic, in printing technology, then becoming a journalist in Deccan Herald, working in Deccan Herald, which was his job for the only job, throughout his uh, career. And his bachelor life in Sri Ramanivas on the first floor, Cozy Cow. Cozy Cow, how he lived, how other children interacted, etc. We talked in the first episode. Next episode, what we did was we talked about his nature of loving traveling and making trips, adventurous trips to various places like Varanasi, Meghatatu, Shivgangai Hills, and so on. We talked about Panna getting married to Lakshmi, daughter of Pradhan of Malaysia. The marriage took place in Devarayana Durga near Tumkur, and on the way to Tumkur. And they got married and then lived for some time in Sri Ramanivas, then moved to a rented house in Malleshwaram in First Temple Street behind Kadamalleshwara Temple. And they started their family life there. During various vacations, along with yourselves, your family, they made many trips, and we talked about the third episode. And you talked about your trip to Goa, and we ended in a suspense. We ended the episode in a small suspense.
Correct.
From where we will commence today's episode.
Correct.
Alright? Right, sir.
So on that day in the Goa in Madgaon, we went on Hotel Sal. Hotel Sal in near the river Mandovi, and upstairs there was a big celebration, gala celebration. Party atmosphere was there, and there was dancers, and all those things were there. We had some drinks, and we even danced, and we enjoyed the night.
Okay.
Only men folk. That is only four of us. There is myself, Raghavendra Rao, one Shenvi, his friend, and Panna. So four of us went, and we had a nice time. It was midnight, past midnight, maybe about 12 o'clock like that. Then we returned because we had taken the van, and we returned to the Hotel Kamat, where the women folk were locked up. And we slowly, say very guilty, with guilty feeling, and with this one, what may be the aftermath of the locking and going and that anger. So we slowly opened, without much noise, we opened the door, and all of us crept to our bed. Stealthily we went inside, and just that, and but we were fearing next day morning how it is going to be with all the people. With that feeling, we went to bed, and morning we got up, and I too got up. So, alas, what happened was, I was, I could not get up. I got up with difficulty, and I could not bend my back. It was right angle, it was bent with cramps. So it was a stiff back, with nothing could happen. I cannot even 1 inch I can move the back. No flexing, nothing. It was rigid. And of course, the pain was not there, but I was thinking just like a hunchback, I'm not like that. I was hunchback. Then morning, of course, they all cursed, and maybe it is due to the curse of all the women folk that it has happened. I thought. Then we all had to go to some sightseeing to all the temples. Goa is famous for all the Devi temples. So we went on a tour in the taking the van. We went to, for example, Shanta Durga temple, and there is Mangesh temple. You know the famous Mangeshkar, Lata Mangeshkar, their deity. So that temple. And these temples we had to climb some steps. It was a little bit hilly type. So we had, so with great difficulty, I took climbed the hill, and we saw and all those things. Then somehow I successfully gave company to all of them, and we took the
What
bus.
about beaches?
Then afterwards, what happened was, then we went for a lunch in Goa, in Panjim. We had the Kamath Hotel and so many things. North Indian hotel was there, because we had to, that hot time we want to somehow pass. We were going to beach. We can't go in the mid afternoon, so we had to go, and we took for lunch there in the hotel. All of us, children, everybody. Then taking some rest in the hotel only. Then afterward, by 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, we left, because we had to go to some nearby. This Goa is having Panji, the Madgaon, and so many places. There is one Kolva beach. There is one Kolongot beach, which is highly crowded. Kolongot beach. That is a very famous beach, but lot of crowd will be there. Hippies and others will be there. Kolva beach is somewhat quiet, but it is a very nice beach.
What? Kalwa.
Kolva beach. So we went to Kolva beach with the children, and everybody had a great time walking in the sand and near the water and all those things. So we went there, and by the time evening sunset was there, then we thought better to return to our place. So because we were checked out for the room and all those things, so we thought.
So that day you returned?
That day only we left from the car. It was on the way down. This
towards your place?
Towards our place. This is go. We had left Panjim, and it is below that. So that we left. And on the way, of course, we have got Ganeshgarh, one border town is there. Then we had to go to Karwar. Then we had to go. So that way we left. And that day was the start of the monsoon. The real monsoon starts in June, like that, May and June. That is first the brunt of the monsoon is felt by the coastal area. It comes from Andhra and Andhra, the Kerala, and it comes up the North Canara and Arabian Sea, and it was fierce. Lot of high velocity winds and pouring rain, torrential rains was there with sound and all those things. Actually, our van was such a heavy van, was shaking. It was rattling with the side it was going, because of the wind. This side and that side it was going. So somehow we had to go through that heavy rain. Visibility was less, because pouring rain, nothing could be visible. And added to that, because of the fierce wind, the coconut trees on the road, one by one, it started falling with a thud. So it was just falling on before us. And of course, my brother-in-law and driver and all those Shenvi and all those people got down. Some places they had to bodily lift, physically lift and put it to the side, and we had to go. Somehow it was a very fearsome night on that day, because we had to somehow reach our place, because children and all the family members are there. Then we reached Karwar, and from Karwar, of course, the rain and this one had subsided a little bit, so and we had to go inside. So the brunt of the monsoon is on the coastal side, so slowly interior it became less and less. So we went inside for this one and reached Magot sometime past midnight or like that. So then of course my back was like that only, and stiff back, and I could not do anything. I was in that position only. And morning, my brother-in-law told, we'll go to a doctor. Morning, as soon as we got up at about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, we went to a doctor there in Yellapur. And of course, I don't know what he gave a injection right in the spine, this one, spinal cord only, gave it injection. And I don't know, miraculously, I was just straightened, my back got straightened. And that was a fun trip we had in Goa. And then we came back. And before that, what happened in Bombay, when we were in Bombay with Satish and Janaki, there was one more interesting trip which I could not cover at that time, because we went to a hill place called as Matharan. Hill station near Bombay. It is from Kalyan. You get a nondescript small station called as Neral. So there are only two lines basically, a small station. That line, the other line by parallel, there will be one small toy train, like a hill train, something like Kuti train, but this is somewhat different. I mean, say this was not so sophisticated as Woody train, but there was one of speciality was there was a long footboard in the train on both the sides. So what happens is, and it is the train goes through a very picturesque route. It goes in the very edge of the mountain, and there is thick foliage on both the sides, and it goes winding way. It is climbing up on the edge of the hill only, so people can have a view of the plains below, below, and maybe some part of Bombay also is visible. So it was a thrilling journey, and it goes so slow that some people will get down, and there are some. This one you must have heard of Joparpatti, which comes in all those Binaka Gitmala and all. I don't know. It is a very very small place on the way. The Joparpatti station is very small, and
one station
station called Joparpatti on the way to Matran. And the people get up the specialities. They get vada pav and all those things, tasty things are there, and people run there, and they get. But sometimes the train starts, but nobody is bothered because anyhow at any time we can run and catch the train. That is what. So it was all the people will come. So we
It's a very special experience,
and we had to see peer through the crowd which was standing, the scenery and all. We are not getting down. So it was a fun journey, and one of the speciality of Petran is no motorable roads are there. So people have no other choice except to go by this train.
Train only.
Train
They
only.
cannot come by car or.
So it is a hill station unique, and all the bungalows are all colonial type, British type of bungalows. Something it looks like eerie, looking like booth bungalows. All are looking like that, and the place is like that. Long trees, tall trees, and the Indian Airlines has a guest house there. My brother-in-law had booked because he was working in Indian Airlines. He booked this one for accommodation for us. Very difficult to get in summer, but he had booked long time back. So we occupied that, and the people will have to go and walk in those trails. It is not a big, nice roads there. It is a mud and covered with leaves, lot of trees. So people usually take the big sticks on the trees. They will hold it and they will walk. Or there are horses are there on hire. So people will go on horses. And there is one main road. Lot of very good restaurants are there. Maharashtrian food like Srikant and Puri and Srikant and such things are Sabadana Vada and all those things. No, some poha and Sabadana Vada and all those things should be there. So we used to have a very sumptuous, especially Srikant was very good, and so we used to have everybody used to enjoy the food there. And of course, we went there. And one of the things happened was Jaysri was a baby at that time. She took. Teja had not born, and she got stomach upset. And it is, I mean, say the doctors are not there, and also we got a little bit worried. And immediately I decided I should not go by the train to Bangalore. I should change it to a flight from Bombay to Bangalore and rush and throw her to a doctor. Because small baby means we get worried. Then we went and we came back to
From
Bangalore.
Matharan, when you
From
returned to
Matharan,
Bombay,
we
you immediately took a flight.
took a flight and came back to Bangalore. And it was all right. Afterwards, she became all right and no sooner. And so we had such nice trips with Ponna and Lakshmi also together. We all went on a very nice trip to Goa. Then many places in Bombay also we saw at that time. Many sightseeing places and all those things. We had a very nice, and they were perfect hosts. My sister, both Lalita and Janaki, and my brother-in-law Satish and Raghavendra Rao. We had absolutely no problem. We used to enjoy their holidays very nicely. Myself and my brother-in-law, especially Raghavendra Rao, we used to go on the hill near this Yelapur and Mahagod. There are little big hills were there. So there was a dog also. So we used to take the dog and go in the morning, and we enjoyed thoroughly our stay in both the places. And Panna and Lakshmi also had this one. And then we was a ideal wife for Panna, because Panna had like something maybe Raja Yoga he had, because as a bachelor he had absolutely carefree life, enjoying visiting places and being adventurous, because food is there, and he had a very nice time. He was a long bachelor. Mother was very nicely treating him, always serving and happy, and he was also merging with people, and he had a nice time. And friends, Naidu and others, sometimes they used to come and used to hear music and all those things, and he was having a very nice life in the Kozhikode. And after marriage also, the because of his, she learned cooking very nicely. She used to cook nice food, and she was caring for her husband. Wherever he used to go, she used to take care of him. Like even then they
Oscar
went to
Electric
some
company.
Oscar Electric. She had resigned soon after marriage.
Soon after marriage.
No, after marriage,
Little bit after.
engagement only.
Ah,
She had left.
okay,
So
okay.
they didn't. She did not continue at that
Oh,
time.
because
So
she wanted to be a housewife.
correct. She wanted to, because she was in the marriage. This one. So did right at the engagement only. She had already left
Oh,
Kirloskar,
oh.
and because of this one, they moved to this one. Then perhaps she was like busy minded. Always wanted to do something.
She didn't want to be
Her
idle.
nature was her nature was also, she's good in public relations and all those things. Then her friend one Vani was there, who was married to one major, and they both start. She started earlier as agency.
Yeah,
So
Vani.
Vani was running a just an running a agency to buy sites and to give houses to get rented on rent or sale houses or selling properties, like that she started doing. And then this Lakshmi also joined that,
Oh.
and they had an agency right in the Kempegowda road.
Ah.
Next to State Stock, there is a Prithvi building. There is a coffee depot office there that side.
Okay.
But they're right in the front portion.
Very prime,
This, and they had this one.
office.
And they had a contact with coffee board also, I think some. So coffee board had sites and all those things. So they knew that coffee board people. Ponna also had a site in coffee board layout in Bellary Road. So so she was there, and they both started. They both were working busily, working morning on.
So business.
And business she was doing, and they did a lot of the people got sites. Then after some time, what happened was she started her own. From the house only, she had developed a lot of contacts.
Correct.
So people used to ask her, please get me, madam, please get me a site, please get me a house, or something like that, so many lakhs. So she will take a taxi or something like that, go and show them the place. And she had the link with other people also, maybe in the
Very good.
And she had a very good
Business sense.
business, and she was doing that. And Panna, of course, had some money, and he had put it in the bank, and he was also getting rental income also from
Really?
our Gandhinagar. So he was getting some rental income and all those things. So her husband and wife, they were very happy. I mean, they no problem about that one. And nearer to their mother's place also, Malleshwaram. So they had a nice time. So
So
she was
Lakshmi continued her
career minded. She was career minded until very late. She gave up that this one, because people knew her so much.
So they used to come, and then she used to cater to their needs.
Yes, she will be in the house only. She will get phone call, and immediately she will pick up by phone also. She used to do business by phone. So she was getting a lot of commission.
Very good.
Then they went to some overseas travels also they had. Like Hari, they wanted to go to US. And so they went to Hari's place first from India.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles they went, and Los Angeles they stayed.
Even at that time, Hari was in Los Angeles.
Yes, Hari was from 1972, and he was in Team Diamond Bar, the same house he bought it. Diamond Bar, the beautiful house. Long, he was there for a long time. So he was there, already settled with, of course, the children, Anjali and Rahul. So they had a very nice time, and these people gave a nice company. And Hari is one thing is very, you will find somehow time and take the visitors to all the places, sightseeing. and they went to Beverly Hills and Hollywood and Paramount Studios and Disneyland and all the places. They went very near the border of Tijuana. They went. So there, one of the nightclubs, Anna is knows French and all those things. So he knew one song was there, perhaps played by some music band in that place. So he also went and danced and hummed a few lines, and they were very, very happy. Those Mexicans were very happy, it seems. So he had extended stay there, maybe 15 days.
Was fluent.
French was, I don't know whether how he was having still touch, he was touching with the language, and he was very happy. He was happily used to reside very few times, so that they enjoyed the trip there. And afterwards, they came to India via Malaysia. Malaysia, my sister Janki and Satish were there. And so there they went. Of course, they were in a mood to, they were getting this one, another job in Emirates, I think. Satish. So they were on the process of moving out, shifting. So these people went at that time. But however, they saw all the places. My sister and my brother-in-law, of course, they are very, very hospitable and they take them around and all those things. So they had a nice trip and they came back to India. And in India also, they had a nice time going, and we all had a nice time. So many family functions were there, and at that time, a lot of children were there. The starting from Priya, who was the eldest. In fact, Surya used to call her as engine. In a train, the engine is the first. So she is the first in our generation, next generation. So all these people also, they grew together in Gandhinagar. And Ponna and also we used to come and they were in the same house, the same complex. Gandhi Sri Ramanivas, they were in the front house. So one gang was going to Sophia's. Another gang, my daughter and Shweta and all were going to Bishop Cottons. So there were two gangs, two groups, and often this Deepta and others also used to come afterwards. This one also used to come, Akshay also. So they used to make great dramas. They used to collect.
But that is in Sri Ramanas. But by that time,
Panna also moved to that and used to come often to these places to see the dramas, and we had fun. Say late night, all of us will go in car to MG Road. So it was a fun time for the whole family. With all the children also enjoyed at that time. That I wanted to tell, so that all the people were this one, and we went there. And then what happened? Panna, Ponna Lakshmi's 25th wedding anniversary came up because 1973 they got married.
Correct.
So about 2000 less than 1998 or something like that. They wanted to celebrate in Tirupati, and they told we'll host the whole trip. So they reserved all the trains, advance reservation to about 20 people. Our family, their family also there was there. Lakshmi's side,
Correct.
and as her sister and this brother-in-law and all the people. We booked a train, and in sleeper it was 4 days we went there. Because they also performed Kalyana Utsava and all those things. So we stayed and we had a nice time. Some of us, of course, climbed the hill. I also climbed the hill. From Alipiri, I too climbed the hill at that time. So walking, and so we had such a lovely time in Tirupati and had the darshan of completely taken care, sponsored by Lakshmi in this one. So this was the type of life that Ponna was there, a part of the family, and merged with all of us, and children, everybody enjoyed his company, he and Lakshmi's company, and so it was a very nice period, this Panna's time in Gandhinagar, and after later also we had trips and all those things. So this in short gives that it is a wonderful time we had.